Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful day in Fishersville. I am Dr. Sarah McCadden and the Interim Director for the OT program. We are delighted to be here this morning as we celebrate the accomplishments of the occupational therapy students and send them forward into the next steps of their educational journey. We are so honored to have family and friends joining us for today's celebration. To the class of 2027, when you joined us on our campus in the summer of 2024, you brought a vibrant and joyful energy into our building. During your time as OT students, you have spent countless hours in our labs and our classrooms, refining practical skills, writing literature reviews, which I know you have loved every minute of. That wasn't in the notes. And collaborating in numerous group projects throughout your time here. You have succeeded in a rigorous occupational therapy program, learning the philosophical underpinnings and theories that guide our profession, and practicing assessment and intervention skills in preparation for your future work with clients across the spectrum of settings. You have grown in your ability to reason through challenging client cases and create solutions. Community-engaged learning has been embedded throughout your experience, from working with clients at the YMCA through the Neuro Wellness Program, which is near and dear to my heart, to collaborating in interprofessional student teams with local community partners. And most recently, working with pediatric clients and their families as you learn about occupational therapy in pediatric settings. You have positively impacted our local community through your service and volunteer engagement. Your class has completed a total of 395 volunteer hours in our community, which is an extraordinary contribution. Applause, please. I've shared with this class my very own why OT, a career path that I deeply value and remain passionate about. In return, each of you has revealed your why throughout the curriculum to each of us. I have had the privilege of watching that purpose grow stronger and more grounded. And what I've learned is that your why is uniquely your own, which is truly at the heart of the OT profession. Today is, of course, a point of celebration and transition, not only for you students, but also for us here at Murphy-Deming. We want to thank the faculty and staff who dedicate themselves to educating the next generation of occupational therapists. Your preparedness for this next step would not be possible without their expertise, time, commitment, and skill, and a little bit of humor, I think, as well. So for the family and friends in attendance, I'm sure you have heard many stories about these incredible group of individuals. I'd like to introduce our amazing OT faculty members. Dr. Megan Bales. Yeah. Dr. Emily Budd. Dr. Lisa Burns. Dr. Greg Hansen. And Dr. Elizabeth Richardson. We are also extremely thankful for the tremendous support of Shannon Kolecki, who keeps everything running smoothly in our program. It was so helpful in planning the event. Who's hiding right over there? Thank you also to our MBU and Murphy-Deming leadership who continue to support our OT program here. We are joined today by Mary Baldwin University's President Telmeco. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you also to Murphy-Deming's Associate Dean, Dr. Sue Stevens, who could not join us today, but would want to recognize her support for our OT program and our students. I also want to extend our great appreciation to our IT staff. Steve and Alyssa, thank you, because I don't think we could do this without you. We appreciate you. And also Chuck Reed, who also helps us prepare the building, including this setup that is here today. And of course, as you embark on this next step, you are joined in spirit by so many others: adjunct instructors, faculty in the physical therapy and physician assistant program, countless guest lecturers, lab assistants, and alumni who have enhanced and enriched your education. We are all cheering you on. Also, I would like to recognize the things that have happened when we are not on site today, from the few memories that have occurred outside these walls. The OT parties, the Stablecraft Cornhole Tournament, where we won't reveal my score. A treasured moments that gathered off-site at the annual cookouts at Dr. Burns' house as well. You have demonstrated a healthy rhythm of work and play that will serve you well. Today we come together to celebrate the accomplishments of your first 2 years in the occupational therapy program and look to the exciting opportunities ahead. You are preparing to join the profession of occupational therapy in a new way, meeting society's needs and supporting clients to fulfill meaningful life goals and roles. We mark today as an important transition from learning here in the classroom labs to venturing to learn in authentic practice settings. After this semester, you will complete 2 12-week fieldwork experiences as well as a unique doctoral capstone experience that you have crafted for yourself. You will continue to grow in your knowledge, your skills, and professional engagement. I would finally like to also recognize the dedication in organizing this meaningful event and the several representatives from the student body of 2027 who worked diligently to create today's meaningful, memorable event. Avery Ward, if you could raise your hand. Avery Ward, Jenna Jones, and Peyton Waddell. Thank you. And also a huge thank you to the support of Dr. Emily Budd, who helped as a colleague on helping to organize this event. Again, as always, Shannon Kalecki as well. Thank you. Let me commend you all. So now I have the honor of inviting 2 members of our class of 2027 to share some remarks. The students will share individual remarks. First, I am pleased to welcome Kennedy Clemmer.
Good morning. Hi, Amelia. Thank you. Okay. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I know my classmates and I really appreciate you guys being here to celebrate with us today. I wanted to start by saying thank you to you guys for allowing me the opportunity to speak today. I had a lot of fun writing this. I hope you guys like it. I remember walking into OT practice context on one of the first mornings of the 2024 fall semester, feeling a little nervous. I wasn't really sure why. I had already met everyone in the cohort, and we had been in a couple of classes together. But this felt different. I knew we were about to spend the entire semester together, just the 12, soon to be 13 of us, in room 156 for hours each day. We had just made it through our summer of anatomy, feeling accomplished and proud of ourselves. But at the same time, there was a new kind of nervousness as we began diving deeper into this profession we had all chosen. But as I got to know my classmates and hear them share their favorite occupations maybe just a few too many times, I was quickly set at ease as I realized I was beginning to build the relationships that would carry me through the rest of the program. That first semester, we were introduced to the wonderful world of writing SOAP notes and, of course, the OTPF4 and Foundations with Dr. Burns. In our photo journal assignment with Dr. Budd, we learned quite a lot about each other as we shared everything from baby pictures to our grandma's favorite hobbies. Although by that point we had measured each other's toe flexion in kinesiology, so I'd say we got comfortable pretty quickly. Then came the spring semester. We all sat in Greg's first motor learning lab, looking at each other with wide eyes as the weight of being responsible for safely transferring another human being really started to sink in. But with Brian and Greg's guidance and expertise, we made it through. And along the way, we learned some very important lessons, like never going to answer a ringing phone for a client in the middle of a transfer. It's probably a good thing we were also taking mental health with Dr. Bales that semester, because we definitely needed those coping strategies as we were exposed to Greg laughing at his own lecture jokes way too early in the morning twice a week. That summer, we took on the world of MSK with Dr. McCadden, successfully avoiding shocking each other with the E-STEM machines, for the most part. We also learned the true beauty of the "it depends" answer whenever we were called on in class. We had the opportunity to explore adaptive technology with Paige and experience firsthand how it enables participation, or hinders it for those of us who got our butts kicked in wheelchair basketball, which was everyone except for Ashlyn, of course. In neuro this past fall, we had the opportunity to showcase what we had learned so far and work with real clients for the first time. And we also gave a solo 30-minute speech in Teaching and Learning 3, both of which were things I think we were all scared to do, but did them anyway. And now here we are with Liz, showing us the magic of the therapy swing and providing us with an endless supply of dum-dums, which sometimes feels like a not-so-subtle dig when brushing your teeth is the best answer we can come up with. No matter how stressed or overwhelmed I felt over the past 2 years, I always knew I had an incredible group of people by my side every step of the way. If it weren't for seeing Kinsey smile each day, hearing Annalise's contagious laugh, or having Ebony tap me on the shoulder just to make me smile, I'm honestly not sure how I would have made it through. Whether it was Mikey's calm presence, Ashlyn's sound advice, or Jenna somehow knowing exactly when I needed some perfectly timed dry humor to make me laugh, I was constantly reminded how supported I was. Avery's organization and encouragement kept me on track. Alexa's lightheartedness made even the hardest days feel a little easier, and Peyton's kindness never went unnoticed. I knew I could always count on Sam to be in the nearest wheelchair, most likely trying to do a wheelie, while also staying calm, cool, and collected and bringing a sense of calm to the stressful weeks, while Clay's wit kept us all laughing when we needed it most. And of course, Jules' maybe inappropriately timed, but room-filling giggles could always lift my spirits. If I could go back to that first day again, I would tell myself not to worry, that I was exactly where I was meant to be. I'm so thankful that God placed each one of us in that room together, knowing that we would motivate, inspire, and support each other in the best ways as we have worked towards becoming occupational therapists. I'm forever grateful for the constant support and guidance from our amazing professors and mentors, and I'm so thankful that I will be forever impacted by going through this journey with each of you.
Thank you so much, Kennedy. At this time, I would like to welcome Ashlyn.
Hi, everyone. When I think about the profession of occupational therapy, I think about what it truly means to devote your life to helping others, to serve with purpose, compassion, and intention. Throughout my time learning about OT, being surrounded by our professors, and growing alongside this cohort, one theme has stood out to me over and over again. This profession attracts people with a heart of gold and a genuine care for others. Character is at the core of what it means to be an occupational therapist. Yes, we learn an incredible amount in school. Every lecture, every lab, every experience is preparing us to be competent and effective practitioners. But there are some things that school simply cannot teach. Things like kindness, compassion, respect, and love for others. These are qualities that come from within, and I see them reflected every single day in the people around me. I remember from the moment I first spoke with Dr. Richardson during my application interview, I could sense that this was a place where these qualities truly mattered. That kindness and compassion were not just talked about, but lived out. That feeling has only been confirmed during my time here at Murphy-Deming. This year, I experienced a significant and beautiful life change. I found out in January that I'm having a baby. Navigating that change while in graduate school could have been overwhelming, but instead, it has been made so much easier because of the compassion, flexibility, and unwavering support from our faculty and my classmates. That kind of support is something I will never forget and something I will always be deeply grateful for. I also want to take a moment to talk about this cohort, 12 people who I admire so much and draw inspiration from every single day. Having such a small group has been such a gift. It has allowed us to truly get to know one another, to grow together, and to support each other through both the challenges and the meaningful moments of this journey. Because of all of you, I've felt accepted, respected, and valued in a way that has completely shaped my graduate school experience and my life. Whenever someone asks me how my grad school experience is going, I always say the same thing. I tell them how much I love this program, how fun it is to be a part of such a close-knit cohort, and how grateful I am for the people I'm surrounded by every day. This is not an experience many people get to share while getting a doctorate degree, and I do not take this blessing for granted. I truly believe that how meaningful this experience has been is not just luck or coincidence. It's a reflection of the character of the people in this room. It's also for me a reminder of God's grace in placing me exactly where I'm meant to be. There's a quote I often think about. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. This quote reminds me that character is what defines how we respond to challenges. It's what allows us to face difficult moments with resilience, grace, and even a sense of hope. As future occupational therapists, we will help our clients do exactly that, but it's just as important that we embody these qualities in our own lives. So, my closing message is this. Never underestimate the impact of your character, because it truly matters. It's reflected in how you treat others, in the kindness you show, and the compassion you choose to lead with every day. The people here at Murphy Deming have shown me just how powerful that can be. I hope that as we move forward into our careers, we carry not only the knowledge and skills we've gained, but also the heart, the character, and the compassion that truly define what it means to be an occupational therapist. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both of you, for just such thoughtful words, and I think you have definitely embodied the spirit and the culture here. So thank you from both of you. At this time, I am pleased to introduce a special guest speaker who was personally chosen by the class of 2027. Our next speaker is Paige Moore. Paige practiced as an occupational therapist at Wilson Workforce and Rehabilitation Center, formerly Woodrow Wilson Rehabilitation Center, from 1988 to 2021. During that time, she has also served as a clinical coordinator at Sheltering Arms in Richmond before returning to WWRC as Director of Occupational Therapy. In that role, she oversaw the short-term rehabilitation unit and led interprofessional teams. Paige has been an important part of our program from the beginning as an adjunct instructor. Currently, she is in the Technology and Environmental Adaptations course. She has served as a guest speaker and also a supporter of lab practicals. I still remember the first lab practical where we were paired up, never had met, and we just wanted to go to lunch. We didn't want to do the exam with everyone. So that is what happens within 10 minutes of being in this woman's presence. She also has served across Virginia as an adjunct instructor and content expert in the areas of assistive technology and spinal cord injury. When asked Paige how she would like to be introduced, she simply said, "This is Paige Moore, someone who adores occupational therapy both as a recipient and as a provider for many years." So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming Paige Moore.
Some props up here. No, I don't think so, unless you have coffee. Or maybe a margarita.
I don't think the student's prepared for that.
Well, I've got to get just a couple things going, including my technology, so give me just a second. But while I'm doing that, I will say that you all made it incredibly difficult to come up here and speak. You guys did amazing, and I'm not surprised. But honestly, you could have screwed up a little bit. Okay, thank you. Gosh, it's so rare that I'm told to, speak louder, so I feel very conspicuous right now, am I? Alrighty. So I need to start just by asking if any of you all happen to have an Apple Watch on. Okay. Can you come up here, Amy? Thank you. She's always so prepared. So what I need you to do, and I'm kind of looking at my notes, which I typically don't do, but I'm a bit nervous if I'm honest. So I'm looking at my notes while at the same time can't see them because of my age. So I'm going to take these off. I put a lot of makeup on so I look more youthful. Feel free to tell me that later if you'd like. Okay, so you're just going to stand here and look pretty, okay? Thank you. And if I get boring, just look at Avery. So occupational therapists strive to help people meet their goals. And a goal I have today, which is pretty huge, honestly, is to stay within the time frame that Peyton said they would prefer me to stay within. In fact, frankly, I'm surprised they asked me to speak because I think notoriously I go long, and I learned that from Greg. So what I'm going to do is I've asked specifically about an Apple Watch because one of the treatment implementations that we use as occupational therapists is to utilize assistive technology when appropriate and indicated. And that's basically what the crux of my class is, that I'm able to teach, hopefully teach these wonderful people. So that's why the Apple Watch. The second thing is I'm going to try to employ what we teach and know as a compensatory strategy. And that being, often towards the end of class, I'm looking at everyone so nobody thinks I'm targeting them, but at the end of the class, let's just say one of the two males in the classroom would often start packing up their backpack as an indication, like, Paige, you know, we do have to eat at some point. So what I've done, if you don't mind, is I'm going to give you this backpack of mine. There are 2 books under it that I will explain later. I'm supposed to stay under 15 minutes. I'm sure preferably 10, and I've probably used that up already. But I haven't started the watch yet. So, thank you. You'll all be like, coffee, please. So I'm going to give you this. And if you're okay to multitask, which I know you can, and if you can't, I know that Clay can over there. And he can nudge you when it gets past the time. If you could start putting the books in this as an indication, my compensatory strategy is to know that once Avery does that, I need to cut it off. And you all can thank her later for that. Now look, I've talked so long that my thing went dark. Okay. So what I've done this time, which I usually don't do, is I actually wrote things. And because of my personality, I not only wrote it and re-edited it. I don't know, I'm looking at my husband. Let's just say a lot. So I'm going to actually use these notes today and read from them. And actually, I'm trying to say Ashlyn and actually at the same time. Watching Kennedy and Ashlyn made me realize that you are able to gracefully and professionally and in an entertaining way both read notes and hopefully convey a message. So I'm going to try to do that today, which is a new thing. It'll probably throw you guys off. Usually I just get on my soapbox and hope for the best. Okay, so here I go. I want to take a deep breath because you're supposed to do that for mental health, right? Let's just all do it together as teamwork. Okay, Greg, that's enough. Okay. By the way, Greg, also known as Dr. Hansen, which he does not prefer to be called, I don't think, is my mentor for this position and has been for years. So thank you for that. Well, that's true. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness. Okay, now let me get back on track. You should not be sitting there. Okay. So, I would like to tell you guys something that's a random comment, but that is that I'm 62 years old. And please know I'm not bragging about it. There's a reason I'm telling you it. I'm wondering, honestly, why I'm sharing that with you. And the reason I'm sharing my age with you is, although there are no official studies to substantiate my friend Siri's statistical claims that most speakers are between the ages of 50 and 70, I'm going to assume that she's done her research and that I meet that qualification. There seems to be an assumption that with age, an individual gains knowledge and wisdom through meaningful life experiences and through the professional path that they have chosen. Hopefully this is true for me, although my 24-year-old son brutally and honestly critiques me frequently, leaving me contemplating the validity of these claims. A common theme for these types of speeches is for the speaker to share with her audience things she wished she would have known earlier in life. Even though I wished I would have known the following things as a younger occupational therapist, age has helped me to realize that youthful innocence allowed me to learn. And even though age has brought about gray hair, this is not purchased, it's really authentically gray. Even though age has brought about gray hair and wrinkles, it has also brought me a sense of peacefulness through years of learning, and more importantly, implementing these lessons. So here I go, a short, I promise short, list of things I wish I would have known earlier in my career and in life in general. Wish number 1, I wished I would have known not to jump to assumptions so quickly. Take time to listen before you react. Gather information. If you're going to assume anything, assume that open communication will help you understand whatever it is that has caused hurt feelings, misunderstandings, and sometimes anger. This wish seems more imperative to me now, in these days and times than ever before. Wish number 2. I'm already on to number 2. Guys, we only have 6. Somebody's crossing their fingers. I wish I would have known that taking time to initiate face-to-face connectedness with others will enable them to see and to hear your perspective and thus see your heart. Listen actively, feel intensely, and care deeply. Make the time, it will pay off in the end. My third wish is that I wish I would have known, and let me preface this one because I'm always so afraid that I'm going to offend someone, and I don't want to be offensive at all. Please understand that this is coming from Pagemore. Doesn't mean you have to believe these things yourself or implement these things, but this is me. And I want today to be about the celebration of all the things that you all have gained and worked hard for and achieved. Okay? So with that preface and lead in, I'll now tell you, number 3 is I wish I would have known that instead of using up my valuable energy to get angry when others don't see your value, one should utilize their energy to prove it to them. After all, isn't that reasonable? One's title alone, or the donning of a white coat, or a signature followed by numerous abbreviations, should not and do not mean much to those we serve. They certainly don't entitle us to be valued. Ask yourself what you value in other professionals. Does it mean anything to you that they have a lab coat on? Or does it mean that they demonstrate competence, that they're ethical, and that they genuinely care? Use your title as an occupational therapist to help people recognize the value of our profession. Wear the coat, the white coat, to merely protect your clothes. And add as many abbreviations to the end of your signature to signify your commitment to continually learn in order to serve others optimally. Wish number 4. I wish I would have known that teamwork is essential. Don't let your own boastfulness be a deterrent or a detriment to those we care for. A strong team is always more beneficial, especially a team infused with mutual respect for each other's skills and abilities. Humility allows us to recognize that another person's ideas may be much better than ours. Speaking of humility. That leads me to my wish, number 5. I wish I would have known that humility is an asset versus a character flaw. A humble person is often defined narrowly by characterizing them as having a low view of their importance. I prefer a recent definition that I stumbled upon. That definition is that humility can also be defined as, quote, not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Humility is a quality of being unpretentious, modest, and free from arrogance, characterized by accurate, I know, baby, it's tough to go through this. Humility is the quality of being unpretentious, modest, and free from arrogance, characterized by an accurate, realistic assessment of one's own strengths and limitations. It involves having a quiet ego, focusing less on oneself, and acknowledging mistakes. Individuals that I've come across that I consider humble freely acknowledge when they are wrong rather than blaming others, genuinely recognize the successes and contributions of their team players, their teammates. Humble people actively seek constructive criticism and acknowledge that others have valuable knowledge. They treat everyone with respect. Humble people help others without requiring recognition in return. And humble people embrace their limitations without severe self-criticism while also recognizing their own abilities. And finally, this is where you get excited. I should be watching you to see if you're packing up yet. And finally, number 6, I wished I would have known that sometimes it's better to be quiet and to just listen. My son, my 24-year-old son, Gray, has taught me this in his request to say, Mom, can you be quiet and just listen? He's pretty, forthright. He just says it. My son, Gray, has taught me this and so much more. Humans don't always need or want an answer. They often want to simply be heard. In other words, sometimes one should be quiet. So let me heed this last, now I've lost myself. I knew I'd do that at least once. So let me heed this last lesson by being quiet and wrapping up. In conclusion, the initial assumption that I shared this morning, the assumption that with age, an individual gains knowledge and wisdom through meaningful life experience and through their professional path, may not be an assumption at all. With luck, it can even occur earlier than the age of 62. After all, my 24-year-old son has already demonstrated wisdom with age. I witnessed this. I witnessed how wise he's becoming. I'm sorry. I'm going to start that over because I think it's pretty poignant and I just screwed it up. After all, my 24-year-old son has already demonstrated wisdom with age. I witnessed how wise he's becoming when he recently told me that in retrospect, I, his mom, might have just been right about a few things. I wish each of you all, the beautiful 13 of you all, I have a memory now. This is what happens when you get older. And I'm proud to say I still have memory. The memory is that I too graduated in a class with just 13. We started with 24. And I too remember Ashlyn and Kennedy being a speaker that day and reflecting on the strength and the beauty of my classmates and faculty that helped me to become what I was fortunate enough to become. So I'm really proud of you all, and I care about you deeply. And I'm going to say my last thing. You packed it up. Oh, Lord. Okay. Luckily, this is only 2 sentences. I wish each of you all of the gifts that the field of occupational therapy has generously given me through the years. And you don't ever know, you might even receive the gift of a husband. So thank you, and if you're okay to bring that back. This is just kind of a little closing thing. I'll take those two books out if you want. I wanted to proudly share this with everyone, if you all haven't already. Sarah and Scott Pruitt, who many of you all know. Do you know that they were just featured in Southern Living, which is awesome? And those are the cool things you all can do and help share the beauty and benefit of occupational therapy. And then in honor of your class, I'm going to share this with Dr. Hansen. It's a book written by a friend of mine. It's called The Intersection of Fashion and Disability. And she is a professor at NC State. She's retired, but she's still assisting, and was kind enough to ask me to do a review on the back of her book. So this is in honor of you all, because I know that you shared with me one day that Dr. Hansen teaches you about the culture of things. So, and besides that, thank you so much. Thank you.
Paige, thank you again, as always. Your presence and your joy and your ability to elicit humor and use Greg at the forefront of that is always appreciated. Did you know that was going to happen? No idea. So thank you for each of our speakers today. As we have said, today marks an important transition in your educational and professional lives. As part of our tradition here at Murphy Deming, we mark the occasion of today's oath ceremony with a presentation of meaningful memento. Each of you has selected an item of clothing with our program logo that will go along with you on your journey in OT. We hope each of you wear this item and see the MBU logo. You'll remember that you have your classmates and all of us here on campus rooting you on. And occasionally I anticipate an SOS message, which we will also be there for you. To those in the audience, as each student is recognized, please see their journey for the year ahead, the sites where they will be completing their fieldworks, and the topic and partners involved in their future capstone experience. At this time, we are pleased to recognize each of you. And we welcome back to the podium, Dr. Carter Gillespie from the OTD class of 2025 for the reading of students' names. He's not nervous at all.
Now, luckily, I don't have to do a speech because the speech people crushed it, so I'm glad I'm just the name guy today. I had to do a speech for our class when we graduated. I'm far more nervous just for the names than I am for this, so that's good. So we'll start with Dr. Emily Budd's advisees. Ashlyn LeClaire. Avery Rodriguez. And up next will be Dr. Lisa Burns' advisees. Clay Renner. Alexa Walsh. And next will be Dr. Greg Hansen's advisees. Sam Franklin. Jenna Jones. Peyton Waddell. And next we have Dr. Sarah McCadden's advisees. Annalise Dickinson. Mackenzie Johnson. And next we'll have Dr. Liz Richardson's advisees. Kennedy Clemmer. Ebony Eggleston. Jewel McCants Hope. And Michaela Oblena.
We can do another applause for Carter and for you all. Yes. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Lisa Burns for the reciting of the Oath of Occupational Therapy.
Thank you, Dr. McCadden. Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to lead the students in the Oath of Occupational Therapy. This is really the culmination and the highlight of our gathering today. But the word oath is kind of a strange word, and it's not one that we use every day. It's a special word, and it signifies commitment, promise, and dedication. It's a serious word, solemn and formal. An oath is often made publicly, and it declares our intention to follow through on our words. This occupational therapy oath is a profession-wide commitment to upholding ethical standards and core values. I myself declared this oath quite some time ago, and it's currently being declared by future OTs and new OT practitioners far and wide. Our students are reciting this oath now as they move into the direct practice portion of their OT education. So as we listen to them recite these words, we're hearing their verbal dedication to the people they serve, to the values that guide their work, and to the pursuit of excellence in service of others. They'll be saying these words with pride and determination, but also with humility and respect. It's interesting that as you hear them recite this oath, you'll be able to hear pages 6 wishes really resonating throughout their oath. Students, please stand. Okay. I hereby pledge.
I hereby pledge
To hold my knowledge and trust for the good of those people whom I serve.
to hold my knowledge and trust for the good of those people whom I serve.
Therefore, I will
Therefore, I will
endeavor to keep both the profession and the occupational needs of the clients and communities I serve foremost in my thoughts and actions.
endeavor to keep both the profession and the occupational needs of the clients and communities I serve foremost in my thoughts and actions.
Deliver occupational therapy services that demonstrate excellence at all levels of care.
Deliver occupational therapy services that demonstrate excellence at all levels of care,
while valuing and honoring diversity and respecting others as equals.
while valuing and honoring diversity and respecting others as equals.
Advocate for needed services and the rights of clients regardless of the constraints I may face.
Advocate for needed services and the rights of clients regardless of the constraints I may face.
Strive to always act in a manner
Strive to always act in a manner
that is consistent with the philosophical base and values of the profession by upholding the Occupational Therapy Code of Ethics.
that is consistent with the philosophical base and values of the profession by upholding the Occupational Therapy Code of Ethics.
Abide with those in need of care, even in the face of personal risk.
Abide with those in need of care, even in the face of personal risk.
Uphold the dignity of all human beings, regardless of their condition.
Uphold the dignity of all human beings, regardless of their condition.
Model and foster leadership,
Model and foster leadership,
and facilitate spiritual, personal, and professional growth for myself, my profession, and in others.
and facilitate spiritual, personal, and professional growth for myself, my profession, and in others.
In keeping with the high ethical and moral standards of Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences,
In keeping with the high ethical and moral standards of Murphy-Deming College of Health Sciences,
I will seek to be receptive to what those around me have to teach me.
I will seek to be receptive to what those around me have to teach me.
Be committed to scholarship and the lifelong pursuit of truth,
Be committed to scholarship and a lifelong pursuit of truth,
and be dedicated to building a human community of justice, respect, and mutual concern.
and be dedicated to building a human community of justice, respect, and mutual concern.
Thank you, Dr. Burns, and thank you, Class of 2027. What an important and meaningful oath you have just recited. These words embody both the privilege and responsibility of a calling to the profession of occupational therapy. Taken together, we hope this oath will keep you grounded in our profession's values and foundation, while inspiring you to pursue your goals and make a meaningful difference as leaders in your communities and within our profession. This moment marks not just a milestone, but a commitment to the impact you will have on the lives of others as you move forward. We would like to congratulate you, the Class of 2027, once more. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this special occasion with us. Students, we wish you all the best and look forward to your continued success in the coming year and beyond as you advance an occupational therapy journey. At this time, we invite family and friends to join us for refreshments in room 156, located at just the top of the stairs. Student volunteers from the Class of 2028 will be there to assist you with directions if needed. I will ask at this time the Class of 2027 to remain briefly here in the atrium for a group photo. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your afternoon.